be sorted if you wanted access to any kind of works that would be dealt with and could be provided. Erin, there was a discussion of a ritual that could be performed to essentially sever your connection with Asmodeus. It wasn't confirmed whether or not you were going to do that because you seemed a little apprehensive about the idea, but it was offered as a possibility, with the cost of the ritual being covered in exchange for payment for your services. And Ellie was asked if there was anything she would like in terms of a payment or reward for it, and she had no idea. So Lord McGruff said, "Leave it with me," essentially, and said they'd come up with something for her. Strangely enough, Sean was not asked if he wanted a reward because he was half dead. That's pretty much where we left off.
Was Shifty asked for a reward? Sorry, did you mention that already? Or not?
Yeah, Shifty was first in the list there, but yeah, Shifty. Shifty got a bracelet that they picked out of the mound of this treasure that seems magical.
Yeah. Not just a random bracelet. Cool.
Yeah, no, it is a magic bracelet. If Shane was here, I would tell him exactly what it does because I finally worked out. But
has anything been done to my character sheet since last time? Only because I'm only curious because I've got my spell slots spent and stuff, but I seem to have all my sorcery points, and that seems unlikely to be correct.
I haven't touched it.
Okay.
Other than literally to load it up and like.
It might be that I didn't use any sorcery points. It's entirely possible. It just seemed a bit odd, but I mean the spells and stuff all look. I've got spell slots expended, so yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got spell slots gone. I know you did do some converting of spell slots to sorcery points towards the end of the combat.
Yeah, I certainly...
It might just be that it's worked out that way.
I know for Death Knight I used some twin spell during, so I might have refilled them. Yeah, it's cool.
If it's, to be fair, probably not going to...
Yeah, I mean, I suspect where we are, yeah.
It's probably not going to be too important. But yeah, that's... All I've done is literally update some add-ons and load up Foundry, so it's entirely possible something's gone tits up when I did that, but I don't think it did. I don't understand how Foundry works well enough for that. But yeah, that was where we left things. I am literally going to run across the road, get this washing back in, and then we will get started with where we left off. I'll be right back.
That sounds like a moment for me to grab a drink. I'll be back in a sec.
So, Cormac, you spent too long looking at rugs. Even listening. Even here. I guess I'm talking to myself in the void. Fair enough.
Right. Are we all ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Well, at least one of us is then.
So you really get 6 weeks off for just doing nothing. Very nice.
Yeah, it's great. I'm definitely not going to complain.
I mean, the downside is that you have to deal with kids for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, the job is interesting.
Awful.
But
Hello?
hi, Cormac.
It's work. Work.
Remind me, is Shane joining us today?
Not today, no.
No. Okay.
No, he has to work today, unfortunately. I think apparently he's here next week, but
Okay, cool. Let me just look at the calendar a second, and I'll tell you the weekends that I'm gonna probably not be around whilst we're here. Probably the weekend after, the 4th.
okay.
And then definitely the weekend of the 25th. And possibly the 18th as well.
Okay. Cool.
On the 20 after that, there'll be no more messing about, because on the 25th is when we get our new house.
Oh,
down
you've
south.
got somewhere down. Yeah.
Yeah, and Heather moves down south.
Yeah. Oh, that's good then.
Yeah. Hopefully by the time we've all sold our house, but we'll see about that. But
Yeah. Well, that'll be a
someone will
relief,
sketch
won't
like
it?
this.
That will
Yeah.
certainly be a bit easier for you then. What? Come on, Foundry. What are you doing? Okay, whatever. I'll pretend like I know what's going on, but I have no idea why that's not worked.
Greetings.
Hi.
Everything working for you now, Cormac?
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
all fine.
That's cool. Jake left. No, I started going. I just heard Charlie start talking and no response. So
I did get a response, just via message.
Yeah, I was talking, but then I realised my headset was not.
Cool. Shall we get started then? I suppose,
let's.
if we must. I'm going to do this and hope that there's nothing important waiting in there for me. Bye chat log. Nope. Apparently not. Okay, is Foundry doing anything for anyone right now?
Well, it actually doesn't
Is it
tell me
just
that
me?
you're logged in.
It doesn't tell me that anyone else is logged in.
So I haven't seen you logged in, but I can see everybody else logged in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this again.
Same.
Because I've just tried to create a scene twice and nothing's happened. Right, have I now popped up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can see Cormac's messages now. I reckon that must have been just from my computer going to sleep. I reckon. Confused it.
Could be it.
Cool. So, yeah. We'll kind of fast forward a little bit, assume that you guys leave the vault without causing any kind of great fuss or issue for anyone. Obviously, you were given the spiel from Lord McGruff that you shouldn't mention, obviously, what happened in the vault or its existence, things like that. To which I believe you all agreed. Whether or not you were being truthful or not is up to you. So you all you make your way back out of the vault. Lord McGruff makes it clear lodgings for you for however long you need are paid for. The crown will pay for them. That's not a problem. He does ask if you have a preference, if you would rather stay at the palace or if you would rather stay in the tavern that you've stayed in before, in the middle of Israel. That is your choice.
I've never been it before, so I'm open to whatever the rest of the party suggests.
I like the tavern. I can't remember the lady's name, but she was nice.
Yeah, Rihanna at the Crimson Horn. Because, as it turns out, Israel is the only city that I've ever made decent notes about.
Yes, that's so.
But yeah, he does say if that is your preference, rooms will be made available at the Crimson Horn. That's not a problem at all. He says he'll send word as soon as he hears anything about Sean, if anything's happened, or you're welcome to go visit. He'll be at the temple, which serves as kind of the clerical hospital, essentially, for those that can afford it. It is part of the Throne District. A couple of you have been to the temple already before, so you would know where that is. He also says, in terms of rewards, let him know, Erin, if there is something you would like him to do or not, but there's no hurry on that. And for Ellie, he says, I'll send something your way. I've got an idea. I just going to check on it first, see if we've still got it, and if we do, I'll send it your way.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll get good use out of it. And he kind of he says I've got to go speak to some people, other people that need to know what's gone on today. So I'm going to go do that. If you're still in the city and looking for work, I'm sure we'll be able to find something for you that pays decently enough. come find me at some point if you are looking for work. We'll sort something. And always, you're always welcome. Always welcome up in the palace should you need anything. Kind of looks across the group for a second as if to like wait, just in case anyone had anything to say before walking away, and then turns around and starts walking off towards the throne district. And you guys are kind of left to your devices in the city for now. I'm going to switch us back to this just because little point being on that, and I've lost my nice Israel backdrop, so we're going to have to stick with this. But yeah, if there is anything anyone would like to do, you're welcome to let me know. Or any kind of pressing matters that you have in, the next couple of hours that you would want to attend to.
Erin, what is there cool to do in this city? You've been here before.
I mean, there's a lot to do. You can drink. Wait.
Just drink.
Yeah, you can drink. Can't remember what else you can do. I haven't been there for a long time. Sleep. I mean, what do you think? There's like, what stuff would you want to do? I mean, there's libraries if you want to read up about like stuff.
That sounds kind of exciting. Not really what I had in mind.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, now that the grumpy guy's gone, what are you going to do about his offer?
I don't know. Because then I would probably lose my power, and then I would be nothing.
We've had this problem before.
Yeah. Quite recently, actually.
So do you want to be stuck with some kind of demon deity's voice in your head?
No, but then I feel like he'll get mad at me if I try to get away from him, because last time that happened, and then he came back, and then he was more annoying.
Scritch, what do you think he should do?
Oh, well. I don't know. I don't know much about this Amadeus, but some people think he's really mean, but other people seem to not. So it's a bit out of my my area of expertise, I'm afraid. But I wouldn't. I don't know. I guess I've never worshipped something physical. It's a little bit weird to get so attached to something like that.
I mean, I don't worship him as such.
So what does he want from you then?
I don't know.
What if the dwarf guy can break whatever it is that's allowing him to watch you and to speak to you? Like, surely you don't want this to carry on, right?
Oh, I guess so. But if I die, no, not die. if I do, then like he'll. Well, first of all, I won't really. I'll just be a normal, person, not human, but yeah. And then, yeah. And also, he'll probably be quite mad at me, and that'll probably get him quite annoyed. But I mean, I'll probably. I think I will get rid of him.
And what if by getting rid of him, it means like killing you?
Well,
Then you're not up for it.
probably not.
That
no.
makes sense. Okay, well, it's your decision.
He's right, you know. It is your decision. Erin, you hear this?
Oh God.
Hmm?
I don't like this.
Don't know what.
He talked to me. He said, "You know, it is your decision."
Could you... Can you hear me?
And you
Hello?
can you hear no, not Eleanor, Ellie.
Yes.
He said yes.
Wow. Do you want to stay inside Erin's head?
Response.
What response?
None, not yet. Hold on.
Hang on, are you talking to him or me?
Brain power.
What?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
What will you do if... the voice in your head. Do you know what the dwarf will do?
There's no response.
Okay. He didn't say anything.
So, he's either busy right now, or he doesn't want us to know. Are you busy? Fine, he's busy, that's fine. It's up to you, Erin. I said it's up to you, Erin.
Yep, it is up to me.
It's a decision only you can make. I'm assuming you guys are heading to the Crimson Horn.
Yes,
If that's where your room is. So I mean, it's
there.
it's not a terrible trek. It's not exactly far, you know. But you do make your way down there. Rihanna is behind the bar, as normal. She recognises you as you come in. Those of you that she does know, welcomes you in with a big smile. Yes, to say I've been sent a message from the palace again that your rooms are going on their tab. So we've given you the nicest ones. Hope that's all right. You know, she passes a set of she passes 5 keys essentially across the desk. There's one for each of you if you want it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I'll take my key.
And meals are included as well. What with it being the nicest ones, you know.
No.
Yeah. And if you need any drinks or anything like that, you let me know. We'll sort you out. Do what we can, you know. This place is the best service in Israel for a reason.
Nice.
What have you all been up to then? Anyway, I feel like we haven't seen you, Dana, in a while.
Well, I don't know when you last saw these guys.
think you would know. You would know Brandon, right? I think he was the other one.
Oh, the miserable one. Yeah.
Yeah. He died.
Oh,
Sean
I'm
got him
sorry to
killed.
hear that.
Yeah,
Oh.
Sean got him killed, but Sean's I think now maybe dead as well. Or he's yeah.
I mean, that's not good.
No,
Definitely not good.
not particularly. But you know, stuff happens when you're.
Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
I suppose. Yeah, it is what it is. But you must have been up to something exciting, I'm sure. Like, come on, tell me all about it. I like to hear stories.
Well, Brandon was in this alleyway with Sean, and this person like came and was like, "Oh, he was like all teleporting and stuff and being all weird or something. I can't remember. Sean was the one who was there,
Sounds incredible.
and then
Okay.
he stabbed him, and then but then we got revenge.
Oh,
So
good. I should hope so. Yeah. Got
yeah,
revenge. Yeah. Found out who did it, didn't you? I'm
yeah,
sure.
and then
And then like turned him over to the authorities. I'm assuming.
yeah.
Yeah. Good. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Justice has been served.
hmm Um, but yeah, and then Sean. I mean, Sean's not particularly dead, but he's. I think is he dead? Was he? Is he like nearly dead or something?
No, he's
just quiet.
He's injured. He's just
Oh,
quiet.
Okay. Is he here with us?
No.
Or- okay. Yeah, he was like fighting this big weird creature, and then it got the better of him, I guess. But he's not dead.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. We don't want him to be dead.
He's just very heavily injured.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds jolly exciting, all things considered. I mean, far more exciting than what's been going on here, eh?
Yeah.
Well, you know, can't always be exciting, can it? So,
Someday it'll become exciting.
yeah, you never know. We'll keep it going.
As a general agent of chaos, you have no idea how much I just want to tell them what we've just done. But fine.
I'm not stopping you.
Oh, did I tell this person that my dad was dead?
You did tell them that, yeah. That was
Yeah, I
mentioned.
thought so. I tell them that my dad isn't dead, and it's all fine. It was just misunderstanding.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
He's not
it was
dead?
Nah, he's all right.
Who was dead then?
No one was dead. Well, I mean, lots of people are dead, but no one I knew.
Amazing.
Brandon, I suppose.
Well, yeah, there is that. She does like a little like cross on the chest, like. Well, that's really great. I'm assuming you found your dad then.
Yeah, I've lost him again. Not lost him, but he's gone again. But yeah, I did find him. Yeah.
I mean, it's to be expected, really. You Kenku are travelling folk, aren't you?
No.
No. Every Kenku
No.
I've ever met's been gone off on some kind of jolly adventure. So.
Oh yeah, we're not really like that. Not me. I'm not. I come from a secluded monastery. It's almost the opposite.
Oh.
But I suppose if you ever met anyone from my monastery, they always go traveling before they go back to the monastery.
Yeah, I mean, you are literally the second of two Kenkus I've ever met in my life, and both of them have been on some kind of travelling journey.
Who was the other king you met?
Well, you said your dad came through here, right?
Oh, did you meet him?
Well, I don't think it was. Well, it might not have been him actually. No, sure. Now I think of it, does your dad have the same kind of feather coloration that you do?
Let's go for yes.
Nah, I want him then.
Oh, really? Ah. What did it look like?
Well, it was a bit weird. He had the same kind of features, I suppose, but like the feathers were a bit white as opposed to, the colour they are on you.
Which is?
Yeah, brown. I don't know. You tell me. It is now. I made it canon. They're brown.
No, they are brown.
There you go. Yeah, he had like a bright white kind of feathers. Yeah, not the same as you by any means.
Does this definition sound like anybody I've heard of or no?
You could roll a history check for me if you want. That is pretty good going.
That's alright, isn't it?
It is not bad at all. It's definitely not someone that you know from your monastery.
Okay.
There is a group of Kenku that you have read about. And they aren't on your island. They aren't part of a monastery. But they have kind of done the same as you guys. They've kind of joined together and kind of formed a bit of a group. They actually live up just north of the city of Quillbreak, which is in Pilteria. And it's a group known as the Black Dove Guardians. You don't know an awful lot about them. I'm going to put this in chat for you as well. But
yeah, which one's Purina?
I don't know how best to describe this. The long-looking one.
I'm trying to load Purina, but it won't load. These maps here, none of these are like the set of the archipelago. I can't say that word. Are they?
No. No, there isn't
Okay.
a full map because the one I had was full of inaccuracies by the time I ended up finishing the rest.
Okay. But is it sort of a nearby-ish island?
None of the islands are massively far away from each other.
Cool. How do you say that word?
Archipelago?
Archipelago, is that how you pronounce it?
Think so? Archipelago?
It's definitely pelago at the end. It's definitely arc at the start.
Yeah.
But there's some letters in the middle that I never know exactly.
Group
Archipelago.
of islands.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So you haven't got an archipelago map.
No, I've been meaning to put one together, but
Cool. Okay, and Quillbreak is a city?
Quillbreak is a large city. It's what you'd probably consider to be like the capital city of Pilteria. It's off to the far right of the island.
Okay.
The Black Dove Guardians are thought to be housed somewhere in the mountain range to the north of that city.
Oh, we love a mountain, we do.
They're a bit of like almost like a folk tale of kind of them existing. But they are said to be Kenku with like bright white like albino feathers. You're not sure why, but yeah, it is.
So this definitely sounds like some people who might be from that group.
Yeah, it sounds like a member of that group has passed through
So
at some
Black
point.
Dove Guardians. And what do I know about the Black Dove Guardians? Like, are they secretive? Like are they secluded like us? Are they, what sort of? Deal?
There isn't an awful lot of information, especially that you would have read about them. they aren't necessarily a secret group by any means. Like they're well known enough to anyone that would search out that information. What they do specifically is not common knowledge. They exist. That's about as far as most people get. Like, it's their actual, like, how they make a living or what they're used for, what they do is a mystery to most people. And they live in enough of a secluded place, I guess, that most people don't find out.
Okay, and have my particular band of Kenku had much contact with them before?
As far as you're aware, none.
Okay. Is it Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Rihanna, when did you see this Kenku? Because that's definitely my dad.
I'm trying to think now. Came through. It wasn't long ago. Actually, now that I think about it.
Like yesterday, or?
I'm trying to think. When was it you came through here? It must have been
About a month ago.
Yeah, it's about just less than a month, wasn't it? I reckon it. Do you know what? I reckon it might well have only been beginning of this month.
Okay,
Maybe.
What?
Well, we're 8 days into this month at the moment. So
A week ago. Well,
yeah,
whatever.
about
Do you have
a week and a bit.
In this,
I don't know. It's difficult. Underground days go by, don't they? It's it's difficult to keep track of it. But yeah, if I was to hazard a guess, possibly a week or so ago.
Okay, and do you know what this Kenku was doing in here in Israel?
I don't know. They weren't really the chattiest of people. They came in, paid very well, tipped well, and kept to themselves. They were only here 1 night, 2 nights at most.
Okay. And was this a point where it was free to get in and out of the city? You could move freely in and out of the city, or was it still a closed city at that point?
Yeah, we've been open for 15, 20 days.
Okay.
It was decently into that.
I'd love to find this person. You know, I've never met another Kenku from another flock.
Do you not take
Really?
any details when somebody takes a room?
Not really. No, they pay money. I'll give them a room key.
Wow, that's really unorganised.
Well, I mean, don't really need to ask questions, do I?
I don't know, if I was running an establishment, I would.
Well, you can bloody run it then.
I'm not telling you how to do your job, it's fine.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Anyway, you lot all look like you've been through a lot. Can I get you all a drink?
I'll have a water.
Water? You sure?
That's what I asked for.
Okay.
I will have a drink.
A
Of
drink
some
is
description.
provided. A nondescript drink is given to you.
I will also ask for as much information as possible about this Kenku and who they may be seeing, and I will jot everything I can down.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can give that information, and I'm going to then ask what's the best way of sending a note to Derek McGruff.
You mean Lord McGruff, the guy that runs the city?
I suppose so. I just think him as my friend.
I mean, you could probably just go speak to him if you're friends, you know. It ain't far to the palace. It's a 20-minute walk.
No, well, I'll go there in a minute then.
I just thought save you passing a note, you know, if you get lost, can't it? It's just not as easy. Might as well go speak to the guy. He's nice enough. He's a good They're good people, the McGruffs. They've done us good. They look after all of us, so.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to tweet to them. I think I've got to find out who this person is if I can, and I just thought that he might know,
No, it's fair enough.
or he might know who knows.
I mean, yeah, you can go up there and try and speak to him if you'd like to.
I'm sure he would be more than happy to after. Well, we're just friends. I'll ask my fellow
Team.
friends
Fine.
team. Yeah.
People.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron, you're going to have to answer his question eventually, right? Or not?
He's just.
I don't know.
Why don't you just flip a coin for it?
Okay.
Heads.
Actually, no.
Heads you go through with it, and tails you don't.
No. I'll do it.
Then that'll force you into it.
I mean, I think it would be good if I did. I think it would be better for myself and, well, yeah.
For what it's worth, I can't see any potential downside to upsetting the Lord of the Hells.
Yeah, now you're making me rethink myself.
Hey, no, that was supposed to make you feel better about your decision. I'm saying it's a good idea. There's no downside to this. Cut off your links to the bad guy. Fine.
I mean, hopefully when Sean becomes better, he can probably fight God. Can't
Oh, I'm sure he'll have lots of words of wisdom about your decision. Gilbert's normally got an opinion on things. Shifty. He's also suspiciously quiet, I've noticed.
Well,
Yeah, fuck it. Do what you like. That's what he says.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think I should do it.
You do you make your way back up to the palace then, Scritch?
I would like to see if everybody else wants to go. Really, I don't
Yeah.
really want to split the party, especially when there's three of us. Present in this.
I'm entirely
session.
happy we're going, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You going as well, yeah, Aaron? Tagging
Yeah.
along. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you make your way, back up to the old palace in the Throne District. You're welcomed in. The guards recognise you at this point. One of them that is stood there, you I assume say you're there to see Lord McGruff.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Goes. I think he actually might be busy at the. Let me check. Do you guys want to come on in, sit yourselves down? I'll go have a look, see what he's up to. I'm pretty sure he
that'd
said
be
he was
great.
busy, but yeah, come in and sit down, and I'll be back in a minute. And he kind of makes his way off up the hall. few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes pass as you're sat there kind of waiting before that guard comes back round the corner with Lord McGruff actually following behind. He looks not dishevelled, that's the wrong word for it, but it looks like he's been busy doing something. He's not in his armour anymore. The armour has come off. He's back into a bit of a more elegant kind of bit of clothing. A bit more of his station, really. But he comes around the corner and goes, friends, I didn't expect to see you up here so quickly, but this is fortuitous timing, actually, because I was just about to send for you. Please come with me. We'll go to a more private space to talk. I hear you have something to talk to me about, and I have something to talk to you about. So let's go this way. And he leads you down a hallway into essentially like a conference room kind of style. There's a large table, quite elegant chairs spaced around it. He sits down at one end, gestures to the chairs around the table, and says, "Yeah, please sit down."
I do so.
Why don't you start? What was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, well, it's probably really stupid now that you've got something important to talk about. But I was just talking to Rihanna. Do you know Rihanna?
Oh, I do. Yeah, very good friends with Rihanna.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, talking to Rihanna, and she mentioned that she had seen a Kenku pass by by Israel about 8 days ago. The Kenku had white feathers, I believe, whitish sort of albino look colorings, and I have never had the pleasure of meeting another of my kind from outside of my monastery, and I am almost certain, to the point I put money on it, that this is not a Kenku who comes from my monastery. And I thought, how do I track this Kenku down to say hello? Well, there's only one person I know in the city who knows the comings and goings of everybody in it, and that's yours truly. So I was wondering if you had any you could help with it.
Well, I mean, I know who you're speaking of. I do know
great.
who you're talking about. They came here to speak to me.
Excellent, so you know who they are?
I do. Not entirely sure it's my place to pass on such information.
What? How's that? We're good friends, me and you.
We are, yes. The individual that was here is a private enough person that I'm not sure they'd be too pleased with me passing on the purpose of their trip or where they were going or anything like that.
That's
I mean,
fine. We can just tell Rihanna what happened this morning. That's cool.
Wait, what? No, what?
No?
No.
No?
I'm hoping that was a poorly executed attempt at humour.
Yeah, I think so. Or wasn't it, Ellie?
Yeah. I misjudged the scene.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. That makes that very funny. Very good. Listen, I like to believe I'm an honourable person. My word is of great value to me, and I gave this individual my word that their business would be kept strictly between us.
Okay, I don't want to know their business. I just want to say hello to them.
Well, should you want to say hello to them or one of their group,
Yes, yeah.
they are a member of a group known as the Black Dove Guardians.
Yes, I gathered as much. From
Oh,
the
you know
description.
this? Okay.
I'm only. I've heard of the group. I've never met anybody. That's why I'm desperate to meet somebody who's of my kind that isn't from my monastery.
No, understandable. That makes sense. Well, I can't tell you where that person is because that's their business and not to be shared. But I do have, I have connections. I could send, to the Black Dove Guardians that you wanted to come and see them, that you had something to discuss with them. I'm sure they would be willing to talk.
Well, could you?
I certainly could.
Could you vouch for me?
Yeah, I would be happy to.
Well, that's all I really wanted. It wasn't particular person. It was just a possibility of speaking to somebody who's not from my my lot.
Oh, yeah,
And, that'd be great.
easily doable. They're not a public group by any means, but
No, I know this is exactly why I thought, having known that one of them was in Israel, it would be the prime time to say hello.
Okay, you might be able to hear me again now. Unfortunately, with when it was 8 days ago, chances are they're not on Salia anymore. I would
Okay.
assume their business will have taken them off island by now.
Okay, great. If you could give me an in with the group, that would be much appreciated.
Absolutely, yeah, that's not a problem. I will have one of my people write up a letter. I will sign it and seal it so that you can take it with you, should you wish to, or I can have it sent off to them if you'd rather.
I'll take it with me, I think.
Yeah, perfect. I will have that sorted.
Well, much appreciated. I think you had something to talk to us about.
Oh yes, yeah, of course I did. Silly me, got distracted there. Was that everything you needed to ask of me or talk to me about? There was nothing else?
I believe so.
Brilliant. In that case, I have some people that want to talk to you.
Are we allowed to know their names?
They will let you know their names when you speak to them, should you wish to.
What a pleasant surprise.
This is another of those things that is highly secretive. I went to them to discuss what went on this morning. I've discussed everything of importance with them. They seem to feel it would be important to hear from you and speak to you, as opposed to just hearing it from me. So if you are willing, and I would very much appreciate it if you were, I can take you to them to speak to them now.
Sure.
Again, not a word of this to anyone else, please. These are a very, not necessarily secretive, but a very special group of people that don't really want it spread around. Right. Come on then, come with me. We've got to go somewhere. And he gets up from his chair. He walks to the door, opens up, and steps out into the hallway. And you see he has a brief discussion with one of the people that was walking past. You're not sure what it's about because you're not listening in unless you are specifically listening in. At which point, if you want to, you can make a perception check if you would like to be trying to hear what he says.
I don't think so.
You're not suspicious? I'm surprised.
No, I don't want to. I'm too busy daydreaming about meeting these other people.
Cool. And then, yeah, he turns around. Gestures to you, and goes, "Oh, this way. Come on, let's go. You're gonna like this." He turns around to you as he says that. Ellie. He goes, "You're gonna like this. This is impressive stuff. It's your kind of stuff. You'll like this." And leads you down this corridor even further. Turns down another little small corridor, goes up a set of stairs, and off again round another corner. You come to this kind of large, like well secured door. You can see it's got multiple locks on it. To which Lord McGruff pulls out a set of keys, unlocks them all, before swinging the door open into a room that is dimly lit. There seems to be some kind of arcane light source, as with a lot of the other places in this city. There's some kind of arcane light source, kind of giving it a dim, almost bluey, purpley glow in the room. In the centre of the room, there lies a hexagonal sigil, essentially, as best you can describe it. Slightly raised off the ground, about half a foot. Seems to be carved out of some kind of precious stone or crystal. And there are certainly shapes of some kind carved into the top of it. And he gestures to it and he goes, "Right, this is where we go, essentially. This is how we're going to get to them." I'm assuming none of you have travelled by Sigil before.
No.
What is
Yeah.
this?
This is some impressive magic, if I do say so. Oh, I didn't create it, so I guess I can say so. Something designed by some of our more astute and more magical members of this group. Came up with a way of meeting privately, essentially, where others can't look on what we're doing. And he steps up onto this sigil and kind of walks to the back of it, gestures to the rest of you to come and stand on it. He goes, "Please, you need to step up onto this in order for it to work."
Oh, does it like... I'll step onto it as I'm saying this. I'm saying that, or does it like block out the sound when you're stood on it?
Not quite. I think you'll get a kick out of this. This is fun. You see another, like there was a guard stood by the door. Who shuts the door behind you guys. It is, yeah, the door shuts. You hear enough of a noise to figure it's probably just been locked behind you. And you see Lord McGruff pulls what looks to be like a crystal, a faintly glowing crystal out of a pocket, and walks over to the centre of this sigil. Have all of you stepped up onto this plate now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he walks over to the centre of this sigil, where you can see a small divot, a bit of a hole in the middle, that looks to be about the same size as this crystal. Those among you that are magically inclined, which is probably just Ellie and Shifty, you recognise a few different like runic shapes in some of the carvings. This seems to certainly be a magical contraption of some kind. You're not sure what, but it is certainly magical. And you see he places this crystal and it slots into that middle section, at which point the whole circle begins to glow faintly blue. And he goes, right, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Brilliant. Does anyone speak Sylvan?
And I think I might.
Don't believe
Yes.
so.
I do.
You do, yes. Perfect.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Awesome. So, those of you that speak Sylvan, just hear him almost whisper in the way the language is spoken. It's almost like a whisper, as it's said. Just whispers the Sylvan for Chamber of Echoes. As that sound kind of glides out of Lord McGruff, in a voice far softer than you've heard. You've not heard him speak Sylvan before. It's a very kind of smooth language as it's spoken, very fluid. Ellie, you just hear kind of this nice kind of calm speech flow out of him very quickly. At which point that whole sigil and all of the runes on it light up with a bright yellow flash. Fills the whole space around you. You have to shut your eyes because it's that bright. When you open them again, literally a second later, you find yourselves somewhere very different. You've got this... I mean, it was quiet in that room anyway. This room is silent. You can hear yourself breathing as you enter this space, and you look around this entirely new room you seem to be in. You're stood on top of what looks to be one of these sigils, the same as what you've stood on in the other room. The crystal is still in place in the centre, and you see Lord McGruff leans down and picks it up, pops it back in his bag, and then you get to look around the rest of this space, now that you have a second to take it in. And the whole space you're in, it's this huge, cavernous, kind of empty room, but the walls and the ceilings are just absolutely covered in these beautiful blue and purple crystalline features. Almost looks like a shattered mirror fills the whole space of the wall around you with how many of these crystals there are. And you can see dotted around the room, in kind of equidistant intervals, are 5 other of these hexagonal sigils. They don't seem to have anyone on them, but Lord McGruff turns to your group. He goes, first time using teleportation magic might make you feel a bit sick, just a heads
I
up.
vomit straight away.
That's fine. We've got magic that will clean that up. It's not for everyone, but
A bit of it's gone in his shoes. I apologise.
yeah, it's all right. It's fine. It is handy.
What, the vomit?
No, this place.
That makes so much more sense.
This is a place known as the Chamber of Echoes.
For now.
And as he's speaking, you almost pick up how not smartly named that place is, because there is almost a low, quiet echo on what he's saying, as this room is so quiet and obviously acoustically built a certain way. He goes, this is somewhere that was built by one of our members as a impartial, safe place to meet and discuss. Whilst you're here, you are safe from any extraplanar influence. Let me put it that way. Creatures from other planes can't do anything to you here. So, Erin, you won't feel the influence of a certain someone in this place. It's exempt from it. It can't happen.
And what about their hearing? Can they hear us still?
Nope. Perks of it being its own demi-plane.
So your solution is to leave Erin here?
Not quite.
Build a room for the mirrors?
A good suggestion. Not sure it would work. Now, that's kind of one of the things we're here to talk about, but I don't want to do the explaining for them.
What, building a room for the mirrors?
Well, not that specifically, but
Okay.
you're about to meet 5 of the most influential people in the entirety of this world. Just to let you know. They form a group of individuals. I suppose I shouldn't say they. We form a group of individuals who try and keep an eye out for potential threats beyond that of regular wars and things like that. We're not a group interested in what side of Erendar's fighting what. We're not interested in that, but we do have certain responsibilities we've tasked ourselves with. And that object that you just helped me defend is one of those. So, and you see he reaches in his pocket again and pulls out a slightly different looking crystal and twists it.
Hold on. Whoa. Who else is coming?
Well, I think it's best if I just let them introduce themselves. Don't worry, we're good people. At which point, he twists that crystal, and it flashes slightly, nowhere near as brightly as the sigil did when it went off, but a small flash. He says, "And now we wait." And you see one of the 5 sigils begins to glow, similar in colour to what it did when you travelled through it. And he goes, fantastic. Let me introduce then the first member of our group, the Master of Artifacts, Tudru Viverus. As he says this, that sigil flashes bright yellow, and you see a humanoid figure appear, quite well dressed, quite fancy looking clothing, red scaled skin. This is a red dragonborn that is standing on this sigil in front of you. As that flash subsides, you just see they're stood there, arms crossed, looking your way, and they bow their head ever so slightly. You see Lord Begruff kind of bows his head back. At which point another one of those sigils begins to glow. Off to the left this time. He goes, the Master of Arms. You may have heard the stories about this one. This is Ernot Stillwater. The Master of Arms. I'll put that on there just in case people are taking notes.
Correct.
And you see a slightly larger figure appear in this circle as it does. I don't know how familiar your characters would be with this type of creature, but it is a bugbear. So 7 feet tall. Seems to have some kind of large weapon attached to their back. Kind of stands there. Looks your way again. Does that courteous head bow towards the 2 members that are here. You can imagine this is probably going to get quite tedious once there's 5 people waiting for a 6th. At this point, the rest of the sigils begin to light up. On one of them, you see a very, very old-looking elf of some description appear in a chair. And Lord McGruff kind of gestures over to her and goes, "This is Lilith. She is the Master of Planes." If I can actually type, that would be ideal. Oh, Planes. Yeah, I can spell. That's fine.
Meow.
Yeah. Then we have Evanthar, who is our Master of Knowledge. And again, I can't type. I don't know what has happened. I used to be quite good at touch typing, and it's all just gone to shit.
I've been working for a month.
Yeah, something like that. And finally, our final member and the head of this council, Elaith, the Master of Arcana. And you see an older-looking male elf in quite elegant robes, kind of appears in this thing, standing very proudly. Looks over towards you, bows to everyone. Can I get everyone just now that all these people are here? Can I just get everyone to make a perception check?
Hey, Aaron. Do you think
Yeah?
Derek's the Master of Beards? What's his title?
Master of well-grown facial hair.
Nice.
Much more formal way of putting it. Well done.
You're welcome.
Cool. Ellie, you recognise one of these people.
Hmm.
The last one to appear, you recognise, the Master of Arcana. He is currently the headmaster of the Vakana Sorcerers Academy, or Maria.
Mhm.
The rest of you, the rest of you don't recognise any of these individuals. There you go. You're welcome. But they.
It's just everybody, Derek.
This is the 6 of us that form this council.
That's strange. Yeah, it's just a bit strange. That's all. I expected. Where is the Master of the Monastery?
The master of the monastery.
Yeah, of my monastery. I assumed
Well,
to be here. He's very important.
I'm sure he is. We have not run into this individual, so
Scritch could invite them to your gang.
But
Please.
how can you not run into him? I see him all the time.
What, at your monastery?
Yeah.
On the island in the middle of nowhere?
You've got teleportation.
Yeah. Thank you, Ellie.
Right. I will make a note to
Invite him
look
next time.
into this monastery, but probably not going to be making it to any meetings.
You don't know his diary.
There is only 6 of us. There has always only ever been 6 of us, and that is for good reason.
Rotating invites.
Secrecy.
Good idea.
This is a group of individuals who manage what they do because people don't know they do it.
Well, you just doubled people know about it.
And if people did know, they could help.
People that need to know.
Like Scritch's master.
No, we don't need them to know.
You don't know because you don't know them. If you don't know that, you don't know they don't know if you don't know them.
Yeah, also, who's on first?
The rest of my group wished to discuss with you the events of what happened, specifically pertaining to your friend here, Erin. So, I'm
Yeah.
going to hand over to the Master of Arcana, because I believe they had some questions.
Actually, I've got a question.
Do you now? You see, he says that. The Master of Arcana kind of looks to you.
If you're all so powerful, where were you?
Well, had it been any worse, I might have shown up. You had it under control. We had one of our 6 there.
I step back.
You see, he is analysing you. There's a twinge of something as he's kind of giving you a once over, Ellie. There's almost not necessarily recognition, but there's something you see there in the way he's looking. And then he kind of it goes and he gets back to business. So we've been informed by the Master of Religion that you were asked to come here by Asmodeus. Is that true?
Hang on, who's the master of religion?
The one that brought you here. You're stood next to them.
And now we know why he won't invite the Kenku.
Oh, religion. What religion? Are you religious?
Yes. Yeah, our city is based on religion.
I think I've missed that completely.
You went to a temple in the middle of the city.
And
Sky's blessings to you.
And to you too. Anyway, sorry. The Master of Arcana asked a question. Is this true? You came to Israel to pass on a message from Asmodeus.
Yeah.
And you did so why?
Because he said it was quite important. He said, like, it was something that needs to be done, and it sounded quite important. So I thought it'd be good if, well...
Don't feel embarrassed to have done as he asks, it's very, very easy to be persuaded by someone whose entire reputation is based on persuading people to do things. We just need to know the details. Asmodeus is one of the beings that, as a group, we focus on preventing. He normally has some kind of scheme. Something he's after, something he's up to. And quite frankly, we seem to always be a step behind him. You can't, out-scheme the god of scheming. So, if you know what he's after, what he wants, what he's doing, we need you to tell us. It's safe to do so. He can't get to you here.
I do not know what you just said because my PC was being funny. What? Could you please repeat some of that?
Yeah, it's fine. If you know what Asmodeus wants, or what Asmodeus is up to, you need to tell us.
I don't know what he's up to. I mean, he's kind of just like he was right. He told us to he told us to kind of I don't know when it was. It was quite recently, but he told us to get rid of these abyssal creatures. I think it was abyss something.
Yeah, you're all good.
He told us to try to kill these abyssal creatures, and that they were trying to steal the world or something. I can't remember what he said. And so I thought, yeah, it's I know he's the god of, or the deity of lies, or all that stuff, but I mean, I just, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't always. Asmodeus used to be quite a powerful ally to the material plane, but he double-crossed, he betrayed, and he lied, and in doing so sealed himself to a fate of banishment to one of the outer planes. It's a well-known fact. He has a distaste for abyssal creatures.
Isn't it because they're in some sort of war or something?
Yeah.
They were.
They are essentially they feud over territory. The Hells were made from part of the Abyss, or so the story says. The Hells were formed from a chunk of the Abyss that was taken from those that lived in it. So the demons of the Abyss have always kind of been trying to take it back. The devils and those in Hell have been trying to defend it and potentially get rid of the demons. It's difficult. It's a vicious back and forth. No one really gets anywhere. But they're free to do that. We have no issue with that. We have no intent on changing that, because quite frankly it keeps them busy and it keeps them away from the place we care about, which is our plane of existence, the material plane. But when individuals like Asmodeus start to pay attention to the material plane, understandably we get a little uncomfortable. Especially when we don't know what they want. which I think is going to be where you come in. We've never really had an opportunity like this as a group. Asmodeus is very, very particular in people that they choose to give gifts to, you know, through. So I know that there was a discussion with the Master of Religion of the removal of his influence on you. We would, as a council, like to ask something from you. Keep his influence. Keep doing what he asks, to an extent, but let us know what it is. Because I think we have a potential to be one step ahead now, which we've not had before. Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah. I'm fine with doing that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's a lot to ask. We among us know rituals and spells we can cast that would protect you from any dangerous aspects of being exposed to this being. So we will provide you with anything like that to keep you as safe as possible. But this, don't let me sugarcoat it. This is not a safe task we're giving you. This is a potentially dangerous task we're asking you to perform. So I'd understand if you chose to not do it.
I mean, if so, is Asmodeus, is he like your guys' enemy? I guess, like, is he like an actual dangerous like person?
Dangerous, yes.
Okay.
Enemy? Not necessarily.
I mean, I think it would be better for everyone who's like, if I was to try and do my best to help, and if that's to, like, keep on doing what he says and report it back, I guess, then I'm fine with that.
As soon as we know what he's planning, we'll perform the ritual and remove his influence from you. That's not a problem.
Will it get rid of the gifts?
I mean, there's certainly a chance. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't, like... yeah. I mean, I'll be able to find something else, but yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. In that case, Sudru, did you bring the amulet? And you see that Dragonborn reaches into a pouch. She's got like a small like messenger bag on the side. She reaches in and pulls out this small looking. It's hard to get a good view from here, but some kind of silver amulet. Holds it out, and you see it just begins to it lifts itself up and just begins to float through the air towards your group. Where Lord McGruff puts his hand out and kind of plucks it from the air, passes it to you, Erin. He goes, we've procured this from our collections. It's designed to shield as best it can against kind of dangerous aspects of extraplanar entities. If you feel you're in a position where you're in danger, put it on. I would suggest you don't make it known to this creature, this person, this thing, that you have it until you need to use it. But it is there to use if needed. Think of it like a shield that you can put on over the top of you to prevent anything from happening.
Okay.
At this point, Elaith looks over to your group again, the Master of Arcana. He's looking at you again, Ellie. He goes, if you don't mind, I feel like I know you. You're, I didn't know you were keeping this company.
Just wanted to put my training to good use.
Yes, training.
That was an accident. Sorry.
I was like, who's rolling dice?
Fast being attacked then.
Yeah, casts Fireball. Do they know where you are?
Yep. Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Make a perception check, sure. I've got advantage on this.
Okay. Oh, deception, not perception. But that is a
Bloody
19 plus whatever your deception is.
It is +6, so 25.
Oof, okay. Okay, that's good. I was disappointed to not see you in the new starters this year. You have talent. It needs to be honed.
Just looks him a little bit confused. I finished my training. Probably, I don't know. Record keeping? Too busy having clandestine meetings? I don't know.
If you say so. He just seems to be he's almost just like staring it blankly at this point. He seems a little confused because clearly what you're saying is not what he was expecting, but you know, he's a crazy wizard guy. Weirder things have happened.
Confused crazy wizard guy.
Sorry, crazy sorcerer guy. But he seems to let it go. He's not willing to push it any further.
Good.
He at that point, kind of sensing the, I guess, lull in the conversation. Derek speaks up again, Lord McGrath. He goes, "Oh, actually, Sidru, did you manage to find that other object I asked about?" And you see the Dragonborn again goes, "Yes, actually, yes, I did. I was wondering when we'd find a use for this. It's very cool. 1 second," and kind of reaches into that pouch again. You see, pulls out some kind of orb. It looks to be no bigger than like a fist in size, like a clenched fist, made out of almost like a glassy mirror material, but it looks like kind of cracked all around. There's some metal kind of inlaid in parts of it, and again floats it towards your party, where Derek kind of plucks it from the air, and turns to you, Ellie, and goes, "Now I promised you something pretty spectacular for a reward. This, I hope, suffices." You have no idea what this object is, by the way. It looks like a cracked mirrored orb to you.
Hey, wow, that's really something.
He reaches over to put it in your hand, and as it touches your hand, like, you know for a fact, there's a sense that you get when you touch something that's magical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's easy enough to pick up, oh, this is a magical weapon or whatever. This is an incredibly strong sense of magic coming from this item. More than anything you've kind of ever encountered in terms of, like, objects.
Yeah.
He kind of looks back over to the Master of Artifacts and goes, "Sir, thank you for procuring that for me. It's been sat away in a vault for too long." At which point the Master of Arcana speaks up again and goes, "Yes, that was a particularly fun bit of brainstorming and invention. I do hope you put it to good use."
No doubts. Absolutely.
As you're kind of having this discussion, those of you that are not necessarily paying full attention to it would notice the figure that's not, well, one of the figures that's not spoken yet, that was introduced as Evanthar. It's this drow female figure, wearing wearing a recognizable set of colours. They are recognisable as the colours of the group known as the Central Order.
Oh, nice.
Looks over to your group and goes, "If I may interrupt," and everyone else kind of steps back and is instantly quite quiet. She looks over and goes, "Would you happen to be the group that helped my expedition party in Lake Burma?"
Oh, do you know my dad?
"I do know your dad.
He.
It's I assume you were thanked, obviously, and rewarded for your work, but I just wanted to express my gratitude. We won't have met at any point. We won't have had any kind of discussions, but I am Evanthar Kiltail. I'm the head warden of the archives of the Central Order, so I am in charge of the protection and the learning that happens at the Central Order headquarters in Erendar. Just wanted to introduce myself. It is a pleasure to meet you."
And you.
Yeah, at that point, you see Elaith, the Master of Arcana, again, kind of steps forward and just asks, "So, strange place, teleporting, strange object in a vault beneath the city. Did any of you have any questions for us that we may be able to answer now that you're here?" There are no silly questions, so... That sound makes me think you've thought of a silly question.
No, no, not at all. No, that was me amused that nobody's got a question.
Yeah. I mean, would you like to know at least what it is you fought so valiantly to defend?
Apologies, I was away from the keyboard, as it were. I could still hear you, but I couldn't speak for a second. I have a question.
Go for it.
Obviously, you see what I look like. I'm a Kenku.
Yes.
I do know that there's one group of Kenkus on Piltaria, and Derek here has promised to introduce me to them.
Yeah.
Or in a manner. Do you know of any other groups of Kenkus? Oh, wise people.
You see, they all think. They all think. I was to say they all think for a second. You see, Evanthar, the Central Order head warden, goes, we don't, as far as I'm aware, and you'd hope I'd know, we don't have any Kenku that live on Erendar. They've never made their way there, apparently, it would seem. So unfortunately I don't think I'm of much help here. The Master of Arms, Ernort, who's stayed silent up until this point, just looks to you and goes, "No, I met a couple of your kind, I suppose, but never known any big groups of them, I'm afraid, other than yours and what are they? Those dove people, those dove guardians."
Yeah.
That's all I've ever known, I'm afraid. Don't really get any other groups where I'm around us, you know. And yeah, the Master of Arcana kind of reiterates that, I guess. There's no large gatherings of Kenku really anywhere other than those couple of places. Small groups. You guys, Kenku generally tend to group together, live with other Kenku in places like that, but nothing to that scale tends to really exist anywhere else. You'll get the odd few, every now and then, a bit all over the place. They might show up, but they're not in numbers like what you've got.
Okay, thanks. That was my question.
Anything else? I guess not. Well, in that case, thank you for coming and meeting with us. We appreciate it, and we appreciate what you're going to do in the name of the safety of this world. Please keep in touch. We will provide a way of staying in touch with Lord McGruff. And just stay safe. It's a dangerous world out there at the moment. Let's try and, I guess, make it a little bit less so. And yeah, unless anyone else has any burning questions for this council of powerful people, they will all make their way back to their sigils and vanish. Poof.
Indeed.
Yeah, Derek puts the crystal back in on yours, and you are again teleported back to back to the room you were in. It's slightly less nauseating as last time. Only slightly. But he goes over to the large door there, knocks on it a couple of times, at which point the door is unlocked and opened, and you're able to leave. He does lead you back down the hallway to that meeting room and sits you down in there, just if there's any questions you have just for him. But he does, more than anything, thank you for obviously for your help earlier in the day, for trusting him and going into that meeting, and for agreeing to help. He's very, very grateful towards you, Erin, for agreeing to help the group there in what they're aiming for. Yeah, kind of at that point, unless there's anything you need from me, I guess you can go about your normal business, and we'll see what happens.
We just want some kind of guarantee that once you finish using Erin, you'll make sure he's taken care of.
You have my word. I'd like to add, this was not my plan. I wasn't sure if you would go for it or not, but I can see it working. You know, it's going to be helpful. So I'll be keeping an eye. Don't worry.
Okay.
I didn't know you trained at Vakana, Ellie.
4 years. 4 years since my parents sent me there.
Interesting. You must be a rather skilled sorcerer in that case.
I don't like to brag, but you know, I'll cast prestidigitation. Do something entirely unimpressive, like a
little spark.
Yeah, a little shower of sparks from my hands. Yeah, entirely pointless. Achieves nothing.
Story of my life. Whoops. He goes, yeah, well, very impressive. Very, very good stuff. I mean, you looked like... I mean, a sorcerer as skilled as you, I'd assume you kind of know what you're doing, but did you need me to explain the object that we've given you?
Of course not.
So you can work it fine, you've got no issues with that?
Yeah. You just said, yeah. 4 years of training, be fine.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yep.
I won't worry about it then.
Nope.
Fair enough. Love it. So, yeah, you're kind of... At that point, things are left pretty open. You guys are left in the room if you want to leave at any point. You know, it's currently, you know, about 3 o'clock. So you've got some of the day left. Not a massive amount of it, but some. Is there anything anybody would like to do with the rest of the day, or with their lives, or with their futures?
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the plan then?
Bloody good question.
We're sneaking information back that Erin gets, but
Yeah.
I also assume we can't actually talk about that, so... Oh, Erin,
Yeah.
your whole gig. Any ideas on how to feed back the results of that without upsetting anybody?
What? Huh?
Yeah,
Did you?
don't worry, it's fine.
Okay. Sorry. I can sound down.
Let's go hunt a Kenku. No offense, Scratch.
Wow. That was not what I was expecting to hear.
No.
No.
Whilst you're sat in that room, by the way, a rolled up piece of parchment sealed with a wax seal that is the royal seal of Israel is given to you, Scritch, to pass on to the members of the Black Dove Guardians, should you find them.
Great. I will pocket that.
Cool. I mean, so this is a great point to ask, I guess. Anyone got any long-term goals in their lives?
Just adventure.
Not die.
Do me or Scritch?
Do you know what? We could go with either at this point.
I mean, my Scritch's long-term goal is to go back,
Go back home, yeah.
marry the girl, prove himself to the monastery.
That sounds quite pleasant. I don't think I should. I don't think I should let that happen. That seems far too happy of a way for things to go.
We'll find a way to ruin it.
Oh. I mean, I'll assume you're all just loitering around Israel, waiting to go to bed then. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing immediate. I mean, actually, Scritch and Aaron, you've been here before. Is there anywhere in town you know of where one could like get magic items or ingredients, components, that sort of thing?
Is there any magic?
I think so.
I can't remember.
I feel like we did get some magical items. Like I got this. I take it out. This shining pendant made of.
Oh yeah,
sort
we
of
got
magic.
we got the moon touch stuff, didn't we? I think
Yeah,
that
I'm not
was
sure
from-
how magical that actually is, but it looks a bit
not
magic.
I don't think. I don't know.
It is
gives
magical.
light. Oh, is it?
It is magical.
It is.
Yeah.
What's the district we got it from called again? Is it just like the market district?
It was in the market district, which is where you are right now, because that's where the Crimson Horn is.
Cool. I will offer to take Eddie to the shop that I got it from, if she wishes.
Yeah.
I mean, I will probably tag along as well because I want to go to see magic stuff.
Not.
Well, I think we
a
actually got it from
problem.
blacksmiths, but
Yeah, so the shop that you got those items made at was the Lord's Armory, which is the main supplier of kind of blacksmithery stuff in Israel.
Nice.
I don't think we went to a magic item shop, did we?
No, you didn't
But
go
I'm
to a
assuming
specifically.
We may have walked past one. Did we maybe walk past one?
Yes, give me
Walking
one
around this
second.
area. If we did, then I will also suggest that place.
Yeah, so there was certainly a shop that seemed like that kind of place that you would go to, I guess, for like magical items and stuff. It was called Rags and Riches. It's literally just a random kind of mix of odds and ends in there, but a lot of which seem to be magical items. So that is somewhere you can go. You'd walked past the door to that before, so somewhere you can go if you'd like.
Yeah, I will offer both those places as options. I'll say that I got this pendant from the armory, but it's not really a magical item shop, or there's a magical item shop, but I've not been in there, so I don't know what they sell.
Okay, that'll be perfect. That'll do fine.
Which one?
The shop, I reckon.
Cool. Yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Yeah, it's actually not far. You remember walking past it last time you came through here. Not the largest of shops by any means. You kind of make your way around the corner. It looks a bit like it's like an old antique shop, basically. It's that kind of same aesthetic of lots and lots of random things stacked up around the place. As you step in, a little bell jingles at the door as you walk in, and an older-looking dwarf who is sat behind the counter kind of looks up your way. They go, "Oh, hi, welcome. Don't think I've seen you all here before. Come on in. What can I help you with?"
As it happens, I'm looking for some assistance with some maybe arcane magical services.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can sort something out for you. That's not a problem. What can I help you with?
I've got an item which I would just kind of just like a second opinion on, really, more than anything. Kind of share notes and maybe you tell me what you make of it, and I'll see how that compares to what I make of it.
Oh, right. Yeah, we can do that. Would you like to show me? He pulls out puts a cloth over the front of the counter, over the top of it to kind of make a nice area, and pulls a set of tools out from underneath the counter and puts it up like a big toolbox. Opens it up. You can see there's a load of different lenses and equipment in there for this. And they go, "Oh, please, show me. I'll have a look. See what I think."
I'll take the orb out of my bag.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got this. It's quite valuable, quite powerful. Obviously, as you can tell. Really, just comparing notes. Really, making sure I haven't missed anything.
Interesting. This is not an object I've seen before. I'd assume it's custom made or one of a kind, or at least rare enough to seem like it. Give me 1 second. And you see they pull a set of glasses with a few different lenses out of this toolbox, and some kind of thick device thing that they kind of poke various points on this orb with. Go, "Oh yes, it is. It certainly is magical, deeply so." How strange. And you see this carries on for a good few minutes, kind of poking away at this item and kind of having a little look, before the figure finally goes up. This, if you don't mind, I have a way I can discover all these things about it so that we can compare notes. I do have to cast a spell, so I hope that's not going to upset anyone.
That seems fine to me. Scritch, Erin.
Why not upset me?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Perfect.
I'm fine.
This isn't Griffin still.
You see, they flick down one of these lenses on this set of glasses, and you see a few of the little bits of mechanism on this instrument they're using to kind of look at it start to move and start to whir, and a couple of bits begin to glow, and their eyes kind of flash for a second as they do this, and look up to you at this point and go, "How on earth did you get your hands on this?" Sorry, that's really, really rude of me to ask. It's just this is an incredible piece of equipment.
I know.
I mean, so much knowledge and power held in such a small object.
Can I use subtle spell
Yeah.
and cast charm person?
You certainly can. Just VS, isn't it? Yeah, and that removes the VS components, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah. Nice. So what do they need to do? A wisdom save. Ooh. What is your save?
15.
15. I mean, it fails. They do not. They do not successfully avoid your charm person.
If you mean it fails, I see.
No, charm person succeeds. And they look up to you and they go, "Sorry, what were we saying?"
I guess really, I was just looking for the finer details rather than your opinion.
Oh, so sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on. It's quite impressive. It's as though this is an object imbued with the spellcasting ability of something else.
That's what I had as well, yeah.
So you would be able to use this object to cast spells that someone of your magical persuasion wouldn't always.
Mm-hmm.
Like so. For instance, there are certain spells specific only to druidic styles of magic that draw from the planes of elements. That this would allow you to cast. Same as there are some that specifically only pacts with great beings would allow you to cast that can be done through this.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some on there that are from those of the more learned variety of spellcaster that you would be able to cast through this. This is essentially... Think of it like it's someone else's knowledge of magic concentrated into an object that you can carry around, but done with multiple people.
Can I say you are the most perceptive dwarf I've met today, right on every account?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you saying that.
You're a talented fellow.
Well, I try. One thing I will say, it does require attunement, like a lot of magical items.
Of course.
It does require you to be a sorcerer to attune to it as well.
Absolutely.
Which I'm sure you're more than capable of doing so, obviously.
And already aware of.
Well, yeah, of course. Just you asked for me to say what it does, so.
And you have done so.
So you. Are you looking to sell it? Are you
Absolutely not. No.
No?
Absolutely.
Oh,
not.
that's a shame. I would have given you a good price.
Sure you would. Do not worry about that. That's absolutely fine.
Understandable.
In fact, probably best if you make some kind of promise to never tell anybody about this, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you have my word. I will never mention it.
And of course, if you do, you would punish yourself in some way?
Yes. I would exile myself from the city.
Of course. That is a very fair agreement for a man of honour like yourself.
Yes. It's all good. Don't you worry.
Splendid.
Can I interest you in anything else in the shop whilst you're here?
It's funny you should ask, actually, yeah. Do you have... I don't know. What do you have that you think, between us as friends, I might be interested in at a fair price?
Oh, of course, everything in here is at a fair price, but for you, you would get mates rates. Don't you worry. Well, being a magically inclined individual, I can only imagine what you might do with this. And you see they gesture towards this necklace that seems to be hanging on like a wooden figure, like statue. Relatively plain-looking silver chain that just comes down and meets on like almost like a claw, like shaped pendant on the end that's clutching onto a strange kind of almost. I don't know. It's hard to hard to say what I'm trying to explain. There's a pearl in this claw that seems to be almost. The colours on it are like shifting and flowing slightly. And this the individual goes. This necklace houses an object we would call a pearl of power. It allows spellcasters to use kind of a little residual magical energy from it to cast additional spells every day.
Interesting. And what, presumably you're thinking 100 gold pieces?
I mean, unfortunately, it's worth an awful lot more than that. I appreciate you trying, but
150
it
gold
is-
pieces, that's fine.
I mean, I would normally sell it for 6,000. For you, 5,000.
Not my definition of mates rates. That's fine, that's cool. As long as you keep the rest of your bargain, that's absolutely fine.
How about the rest of you? Anything you're after? Can I help anyone with anything?
What sort of stuff do you like sell?
We have everything. What do you need? What are you after?
Well, I don't really know. Being completely honest, I'm just like wondering.
My favourite kind of customer. Well,
okay.
I mean, no, I love customers that don't know what they want. Means I can discuss with them what they might use. It's always helpful. Do you find that that sometimes you take a hit and it hurts a little bit more than you'd like it to?
Sometimes.
Well, then it sounds to me like you need this, and gestures over to a ring on the side. This is a ring of resistance. Makes it a little bit harder for you to get hit. You know, makes it a little bit better when you do. Only 6,000 gold pieces.
I do not. I don't have that money.
Oh. How much money do you have?
I only have like 400 gold. So I was just wondering, do you have any like things that would be able to like, just do you have like potions, or am I at the wrong place for that?
We have potions. We get potions in here. What kind of potions are you after?
Just like potions of healing, really.
Potions of healing. We can do potions of healing. What type?
What ones have you got?
Well, there's regular. There's greater. There's superior. Or there's supreme.
How much are the greater?
150 gold each.
I don't think I have enough money to spend in this shop.
I'll tell you what, I'll take one of those greater healing potions.
Perfect. I will pop one over the counter for you. That's 150 gold, please.
Indeed.
I will hopefully be back when I have more money. 'Cause I don't really have a lot.
Understandable.
I hope you have a brilliant day, sir, and get lots of customers. And, yeah.
Thank you very much.
And Aaron just waits outside for the
Yeah,
others.
we'll leave whenever we're done.
Cool.
Do remember our agreement, though. You wouldn't want to not be a man of your word.
No, of course not.
So shall we make a hit the road and get going?
Where are we going to?
Anywhere but here. I think is best.
Does it have to be in the next 1 hour? Like,
Give or take. I just think we should leave when we can.
okay. I think that's suited some magic.
No, absolutely not. I just feel like we've completed our task here. You've got to do what you've got to do. Scritcher's got a letter to deliver. Seems like hit the open road, adventure.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't know where to, obviously.
Well, I'd quite like to go to that place.
Yeah, quill break.
Yeah, however, we are 3 members of a 5-member party, and just randomly deciding to go to a different island might be a bit of a big decision to make this evening.
That is a fair point.
Because I don't know what Cody's Sean's situation is, whether he's out of the game for a while. Like, I guess it's nearly September.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I also don't know what what shift he's doing, but I feel like either of those 2 people could want to hang around the area for a little bit longer. So. But I would like to go there, I guess. Something to do in it.
Yeah, I think it sounds great.
I need a quest log for you guys to keep track of all the stupid shit I set up and then forget about.
Nah.
Definitely need that.
It's very good, yeah, especially because we have quite large gaps in between our games.
Yeah. So
If there only was a module that did that in Foundry.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there is a quest log one, isn't there?
There it is.
I mean, yes. Obviously, you guys could travel to Quillbreak to go find the Black Dove Guardians. Asmodeus and whatever the fuck he's up to.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing that
may show up. There was obviously what you guys were doing in Alphaly and what you set up and ran away from in Alphaly.
Give me
You've never
one
gone
sec.
back.
My phone's just ringing a bit oddly.
That's cool. There was discussion of going southwest to find the Red Knights, who were a group of slavers that were in cahoots with the Purina family in Alphalu. So there was mention of that.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that was one of the one of the things that came up, they were said to work out of Shivercross in Axridia.
Yeah, I definitely know nothing about that. I've never heard anything about that.
Yeah, you weren't around at that point, I want to say.
I was not. No.
But that is one of the things that was brought up and has not since been resolved. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, you guys have a castle. Which you still need to pay half of the fees for doing up by... I have it on my calendar. It will be done on the 40th of this month, so you've got about 30 days. But it's 2,000 gold pieces still owed on completion. Not sure if there's anything anyone else can remember or wants to add to that list of personal things they want to do, but they are options. Or
Sorry, I've
something completely
returned.
different. Hello. Just attempting to make a list of shit you guys could do.
Talk to Brandon again.
Yeah, that is the thing.
He's happy where... Well, he's not happy where he is, but he's settled.
Not for long.
So what is this list?
Basically, I've just tried to put together... That is a list of, I guess, things you guys could do.
What is it?
Or
Oh, in
could
chat. I
be
see.
keeping an eye out for. It's
Sorry,
in
yeah.
chat.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was a list you guys were making in conversation while I was on the phone. I see.
That's what I've put down so far.
Okay.
Yep. The last three options I know nothing about because they all happened when I wasn't here.
Yeah, true.
I'll be honest. I don't remember anything about 3 or 4. Without referring back to notes, anyway.
You guys set up somebody in Alpha League to essentially be convicted as a criminal for a crime that you committed, and then left. So you haven't seen how that played out. The Red Knights were a group of criminals that were working with the Purina family. They are over in Axridia. Are involved in like slave
Drug
trade
smuggling.
and drug trade and stuff. It's nasty business that they're involved with. But you mentioned going and kicking the shit out of them at some point.
Who are the Purina family?
The Purina family were the crime family that were paid to kill Brannon.
Man, a lot of stuff happened whilst I was in jail.
Oh yeah, it was a busy one. Lots of stuff happened.
I thought you got killed by a priest.
The priest paid the Purino crime family to assassinate him.
Ah, I see. Yeah, well, again, I know nothing about this. So.
Minor details.
It's not a big deal. It's fine.
The right man is in trouble, so that's fine.
Well, who knows?
Well, I am happy to do 4 of these 5 things. Yeah. I guess this does kind of feel like a group decision, though.
Yeah, so I think if people are okay with it, I think the plan from now, because as you can imagine, I don't have all 5 of these different things prepped, ready to go with everything. Anything from here is going to be me winging it anyway.
Disappointing.
Oh, I know, it's terrible. So, what I'm going to suggest, I know it is quite early for us to stop, but it does feel like this is a group decision to make.
Oh, yeah.
So, if I put this to the group to kind of decide what your party's next direction or plan might be, and we'll carry on next time we play.
Yeah, that makes
Hopefully
sense.
next week. I think next week we have Shane back.
Touch a lot of wood.
I don't know. I'm sure you do. I don't know what's going on with Cody, if he's coming back or not. I'll shoot him a message at some point this week and see what he's up to. But yeah, you know.
Last I spoke to him about a week and a half ago about the other campaign, and he was talking about characters and stuff. So I assume he wants to carry on playing. I think. Yeah,
I mean, I've not heard anything from him all summer about it, so I have no idea.
And presumably you've tried to avoid conversation because it only ends up
because
one
it's
way.
just a headache. Yeah,
yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I'll put a message in the group chat and you can all have a good discussion about it or whatever. But
Okay.
see what people want to do. Look at it this way: 30 more minutes to play Marvel Crisis Protocol.
That is very true. That is very true. It feels a bit awkward. I'm not really sure. Like, I'm equally happy with any next step, I guess, basically. I think my preference is probably Quill Break, but yeah, I'm kind of open to whatever everybody else is feeling.
Oh, and full well, there might be other things to go on that list that I've forgotten about. So if you come up with something, offer it up. Like, that was just me very quickly spitballing a list out of what. Yeah, like, that's not to say those are the only things you could do.
Yeah. Well, I don't. From my side of things, I don't think there is anything, because I think that I was feeling like Squitch was largely wrapped up and not having much to do. No, it has something to do with Quill Break. But I missed because I missed all those bits when I was gone. So I think that all the things that I was involved with have pretty much been wrapped up. So I don't think there's anything. But there might be stuff that I missed because when I wasn't here.
That makes sense.
So I just add that to the list as well. There is an underwater city that you've explored approximately one building of.
I do think that was a bit of a small city, but
yeah, you guys explored like a very small section of that was essentially just a building or two.
I just assumed that you got bored and just that was it.
No, because you guys explored that, found something, and then
like a Pokemon
went back.
Town.
Just consists of 3 buildings and a Pokemon Center.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
No, I mean the Central Order, when you spoke to them after that, said they were going back down to keep exploring. So
Okay.
that was left as an open thing. I'm trying to think. Other things will come back to me at some point. I'm trying to think what other things I've kind of left open.
We do have a lot of quests, and we haven't explored any of them.
Yeah, a lot of quests that probably don't make an awful lot of sense. So I apologise about that. But
we can no, they do make sense. It's just there's lots of threads we haven't really unpicked them, and now it's difficult because they've got so many threads that maybe we don't know which one is the right one to go on.
These are just the ones that you picked up on.
I recommend you. I recommend a group chat discussion. And then that allows you to plan as well.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I'm not working next week, but the more notice, the better.
Then you can plan all of these.
Yeah.
One of these a day.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I actually have some work to do next week.